with 6 recommendations. Those 6 recommendations have been turned into an action plan, which we have at Appendix 1, which begins to set out how each of the recommendations is to be received. For me, the one key element of that was the establishment of the Education Alliance. And I'm really pleased to say that the Alliance met for the first time last night, and there was a real kind of unity of purpose in the room, shared amongst everybody that was there. The senior teachers, the governors, the council officers, Councillor Howden was there, representing Councillor Anderson. Everybody was absolutely united in wanting to move forward our shared ambition for the future of education in Thurrock. And I'm convinced that the Alliance will play a major role in driving up standards in all of our schools. It will highlight how cooperation between this authority and our schools, academies and colleges is working to accelerate and maintain Thurrock's transformation in education, doing this by creating a realistic and achievable vision for the future, making sure that everyone involved or interested in education here has a voice, and by taking responsibility for the delivery of the Education Commission report and action plan. The Alliance will be the main forum to reflect on progress, to share challenges and to share breakthroughs, to generate new ideas and plans, as well as to rigorously challenge underperformance or lack of ambition wherever it may be found. In addition, we're proposing to establish the Thurrock Excellence Network, a schools-led partnership to drive school improvement that will include all schools. It will have a steering group made up predominantly of head teachers and should include all the teaching schools that we have in the borough and include our Director of Children's Services. The Excellence Network will be accountable to the Education Alliance and will be responsible for detailed commissioning and delivery. Now, Mr Mayor, we all know that such major change cannot happen without hard cash. So while our schools, colleges and academies do have their own money, some seed funding is necessary. And that's why we're recommending using the £1 million that we agreed at the budget last year to boost school improvement to support the delivery. Mr Mayor, I'll just conclude by saying that I am absolutely sure that as time goes by, it will become increasingly obvious that it's the schools themselves who are leading this process. And I hope they do that with the support of all of us here this evening, and, just as importantly, with the whole community of Thurrock behind them.
Thank you, Councillor Kent, for the report. And I, too, welcome this report, and I welcome any work at all that this council, the community, residents, school teachers, governors, are doing to improve education and attainment in Thurrock. For far too long, Mr Mayor, we've seen year on year that, especially in the primary school side, we are not delivering very well. Very earlier on this evening, Mr Mayor, we heard from the Reverend Barlow about 2,000 children leaving primary school about to go to secondary school. To me, that's 2,000 children that Ofsted is saying at the moment have got low attainment. They're leaving school with very low skills, leaving primary school in any case. Earlier on, the leader of council asked a question. He asked, how low can you go? It's a very good question. We've gone very low in council tax on our side. We've kept council tax low for over the period where we were in administration. Also, we've heard from the police this evening about how low the crime figures are in Thurrock. That's good. But there are times, Mr Mayor, when how low can you go is not the question to ask. At the moment, under the current leader of council, the education skills in primary school is the lowest in the whole of Essex, one of the lowest in England. That is wrong, that's not what we want. So in this case, I'll be asking the leader of council, how high can we go? Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Steve, I'm really looking forward to seeing the effects of the employers in Thurrock being part of the Alliance, going into schools, and maybe, I don't know, they could do career days, showing our youngsters what's available in the jobs market and what qualifications and skills they need, so that we can have the managers of the future developing and growing from our own young people in Thurrock, making sure we succeed. Another great initiative from this Labour Council.
But I did feel after Councillor Roger Taylor's points made that I ought to come in on this one. So I therefore need to declare a personal non-prejudicial interest on what I'm about to say, because I am Chair of Governors at Arthur Bugler Infants and Vice Chair of Governors at Arthur Bugler Junior School. The Junior School have just received a fantastic, really good Ofsted report, I'd like to say. I know it's on your Thurrock, so thank you very much, Michael Casey. And I think if you have a look at the other schools' Ofsted reports, leadership is on the rise. You know, there are some issues. they've been identified, and I think schools in Thurrock generally really are on the increase. We've got some fantastic heads in place now. You couldn't say the same 6 or 7 years ago. In fact, we had a large number of vacancies. Head teachers in Thurrock just didn't want to come to Thurrock. Governors didn't want to be governors. In fact, the previous administration cut the budget to governor support. There was no governor support. This administration has recognised good governance. They've put a budget in place and they provide excellent support to governors. So as a governor in Thurrock, I'd like to say thank you very much, Mr Kent, and to this administration, and I really welcome the alliance. Thank you.
Councillor Toller spoke. I find he is far too negative. Everyone knows things are getting better in Thurrock in education. So let's get behind all our schools and support them to carry on their excellent work.
The report from Ofsted says for too many children in Thurrock, leave primary school ill-prepared for secondary school. That's the Ofsted report. Thank you, Mr.
If members are just going to stand up and speak, that's not how you do it. You do it to a point of order.
Which is the point of order, Mr.
What's the point of order? Okay.
The only comment I will respond to is Councillor Roger Toller's. Councillor Roger Toller quite clearly said that he believed that all of those 2,000 young people that are moving from primary schools in Thurrock to secondary schools in Thurrock have somehow been failed. That is absolutely not true. The vast majority of those young people have achieved really well. He asks the question, if not how low can we go, how high can we go? I have said time and time again that my ambition, the ambition that I think we all share, is that every school in Thurrock should be at least good as measured by Ofsted, that is good or outstanding. I have to remind Councillor Roger Toller that when we took this administration in 2010, in 6 years of him being a portfolio holder here, 33% of our primary schools were rated as good by Ofsted, and we had not one single outstanding. That is now up to 60%. At the same time, Mr Mayor, 50% of our secondary school pupils were receiving good or outstanding education. That is now up to 80%. I say that because it is showing good and steady progress, but I am absolutely committed to saying that it is not good enough. And until we reach that 100% good or outstanding, I won't be satisfied. Nobody in this chamber should be satisfied either.
Yeah.